Hey, it's Dan here. Hope you're having a nice weekend. This is going to be the first installment, I guess, of Dan's Weekend Slop. I think is what I'm going to call it. So, I'm on Medicaid now, but I hope you're not, because I hope you're making some money and that you're doing okay, that you're doing better than I am. Sorry, it's my shoulder. I'm also pending for disability because of my shoulder. I got hit by a car. You can see past videos about this. I see how big my... That's because this is actually a boy's shirt. They're cheaper. I'm 5'6". Anyway, so Dan's Weekend Slop is going to be just that. It's going to be a bunch of thoughts that are running through my head, racing through my head. Some of which are probably going to be useful and used in other contexts. Whether it's me calling local politicians or trying to get involved politically, or writing a book, or tasks I have to do, or relationships I have to work through. The reason why I brought up Medicaid was because I don't currently have a therapist. Look, the medical system, and this is one of the larger points I want to get to through all the stuff that I'm doing. The medical system in the United States is collapsing. It was never fair. I actually had a conversation with my rabbi. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. I actually had a conversation with my rabbi earlier this week, and he was saying that when he was growing up, and I think he's like 60 or 65, people were getting the health care that they needed. I mean, I knew that college was free for a while, like probably, and then you had the GI Bill after World War II. So college was relatively affordable. Not that there weren't like inherent problems with racism within the United States and a bunch of other issues. People like doctors were literally smoking in the 60s cigarettes. But you could get the medical care that you needed for an affordable price. If you had cancer, you weren't going to get the medical treatment that you are today, but you also weren't going to go bankrupt and in medical debt because of it. And I don't know what the cancer rates then were statistically versus what they are now. My mom died of brain cancer in 2021. She had a glioblastoma, which is one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why I love Joe Biden. It's because his son died of a glioblastoma. That was probably the result of what burn pits and the toxic inhalations from burn pits when he was serving in the Middle East. I think about Joe Biden a lot. He's a really good man. And my mom died of a glioblastoma. Pentagon identified the 6 U.S. service members who were killed. It's just one bad thing after another. Our attention spans are all fried. Medicaid. My mom died of a glioblastoma. She worked as a nurse for 35 years at New York Presbyterian as a care coordinator. So basically, she was something between a social worker and somebody who fought insurance companies for her patients to extend their stays. She was a real superhero. She didn't deserve to die at age 70 from a freaking brain tumor. I was her primary caregiver along with my dad in the first half of 2021. She was diagnosed in early 2019 with anaplastic astrocytoma grade 3. I don't know why they give people radiation. I'll get to that another time, but Jesus, it was awful. It was so awful. I don't have a therapist, and I'm recently divorced. My ex-wife is a wonderful, wonderful woman, and I really believe if I had a better healthcare system, our marriage would have lasted a lot longer. Also, if I were better with money and I hadn't accumulated so much trauma. But I also think I try to look at the silver linings and things, and I think the silver lining of not having a good healthcare system and not having access to the kind of therapists that I need, and I frankly think I need a lot more physical therapy and physical health exercises. I need to get back in better physical shape than I do in mental shape. Some of these noises are fucking creepy, dude. I don't think I'm gonna really relate to. I've had a few good therapists. I'll get to that in a second. But the kind of therapist I need has been through some sort of physical trauma, like severe life-altering physical trauma, and know what it's like to be disabled as a result of somebody else's stupidity. Otherwise, you're just not gonna understand, like, the way that I think. It's that simple. I can't go inside your head, but I can tell you that when you have chronic pain or complex regional pain syndrome and complex post-traumatic stress disorder, like I do, like the amount of factors, psychological and just life events that led me to the person who I am today, it is a miracle that I've survived. I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist, although I'm starting to almost become agnostic, which really shows you how crazy this world is. God, I'm so tired. I'm not as articulate tonight. I've been on some diazepam, a lot of prescribed diazepam, because my blood pressure consistently is like 150 or above over 110 or above. This is the short-term solution. Oh, and I take the kratom because it helps with the pain. I am of sound enough mind to know that I'm sharing all of this. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this is because I'd really like to write a very honest memoir, but I can't write because my arm doesn't work that well. I can't lift over, I don't think I'm supposed to lift over 1 pound, but I'm certainly not supposed to lift over 5 pounds. Oh God, I'm in so much pain. I can't think straight because I'm in so much pain. One of the things I want to talk about was my father. I love my father, but he's dealing with a lot of health challenges himself, and he's not being very transparent about them. And he also refuses to believe me or to help me in the way that I need to be helped, and I don't know what to do. He doesn't have any legal obligation towards me, and I don't want to get him in trouble. And I also don't want to say he's a bad person, but I don't know. I think he is a good person at heart. But I think he's kind of a coward, honestly. I think men need each other. I think that's really hard. I also think men need women more than women need men. I think of this line from one of my 4 favorite bands is U2. And I think the song is Trying to Throw Your Arms Around the World. And Bono sings, and I think this is actually a quotation he got from a book. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. And it's true. Women are better than men. And I'm also thinking of a line from one of my other 4 favorite artists, Nick Cave, from a song called Nature Boy. in the end, it is beauty that is going to save the world. So in a way, I'm talking to men because I'm hoping that me getting through this process of healing myself will inspire you to heal yourselves. Because we're homies. And it's also to women, because I know you're the fairer, gentler, smarter sex or gender. I don't know. Sex. I don't know. We're like boys. We're so stupid. We really are. We're so dumb. And you really just need to be patient with us. I just thank you for being so gracious and resilient and accepting our flaws. And you've taken on way too much of a burden. It's been forced upon you, and it's not fair, it's not right. And I'm hoping that being a man, seeing the male perspective, if I can help address some of these male issues, maybe it can take some of the pressure off of you. My ex-wife certainly deserved a better husband than she had. One of the most heartbreaking things she ever said to me was, well, I'll give you two. One that's actually sad and one that was sad for me. One, when I came back to New Jersey, I asked if she wanted to marry me again. She said, I never want to get married again. That broke my heart. Second thing she said to me that broke my heart, I'm really into serial killers. I think they're really interesting. It's always a wonderful sentence to start with. I read a lot of Roy Hazelwood books and what's his fucking name? Guy who wrote Mindhunter. Where's that going with this? Mindhunter is a fantastic book. Oh fuck, I forgot where I was going. Anyway, there's a great book you should read that's not about serial killing. It's called Notes on Being a Man by Scott Galloway. I think it's a really honest book about his experience, part memoir, part self-help guidebook for men. And it was the best book I read in 2025. And I listened to the audiobook. I listen to a lot of audiobooks because it's hard for me to touch pages. There's a lot of pain when I touch paper sometimes, which sucks because that's also how I process information. I wish I could remember the point about Mindhunter. Anyway, this is Dan's Weekly Slop. I'm going to post it on YouTube. I think I'm going to post more of my serious stuff on YouTube. And then more of the fun stuff on Instagram. But I just want to help people. Please know that. I'm trying to be a good person. I fail a lot of the time. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm trying to reduce the amount of mistakes that I make. I just want to help people. That's really all I want to do. Life is so short and it's so precious. And there should be more equity and balance and fairness. And I'm just trying to do whatever limited part I can. Make America love again. From Jersey with love, Dan.